Thank you, Nikki. Good morning, Web3 bankers. So welcome to the first of its kind Web3 Banking Symposium. So my idea today is just to give you some context, some overview, and some structure for our further discussions today. We have very tight agenda, very busy. I hope you will get more than enough content to consider and to work with after the conference. So Web3 banking landscape. First part, I was always saying that crypto and blockchain is not a revolution, it's an evolution. And today we have a great illustration to it. Look, we have a lot of traditional financial institutions here. It's a great proof that this is just normal evolution, right? So my name is Ilya Volkov. I'm a board member of Crypto Valley Association, CEO of uHodler, fintech company bridging crypto and traditional financial instruments. And I'm an ambassador of Innovo, Canton of Vaud, in Switzerland. So let's begin. Firstly, let's briefly speak about definitions. What is Web3 banking? So Web3 bank is a financial institution that combines both. So first of all, crypto and traditional financial instruments, right? Secondly, it's about combination of centralized traditional approach with decentralized approach. And third point is about payments. So we all know about traditional payments rails like SEPA, SWIFT, Visa, MasterCard, but nowadays we can also speak about blockchain, again, as a payment rails. So Web3 banking institution is an institution that supports 360 degrees of payments. So here is a definition. Let's briefly speak about the innovation continuum. I really like this chart because this chart illustrates the way of any innovations in human history. So we can take, firstly, some simple example, like mobile phones, right? So initially it was impossible. Like 30, 40 years ago, it was totally impossible even to think that we will all have such powerful mobile devices in our pockets, right? After that, it became practical. They were heavy, they were big, batteries were just very bad, coverage was very bad. But thanks to guys like Nokia, it became possible, right? After that, it became expected, and now it's 100% required. We can take another example from banking industry. We can speak about cards, of course, but maybe it's better to take an example from, let's say, contactless payments, like Apple Pay, right? Long story short, even like 10 years ago, it was impossible, but now it's required. So any retail-focused bank actually must have now contactless payments, right? And support Apple Pay and Google Pay and these kind of tools. So now, speaking about crypto, I believe that we are here. We are already at the expected phase, right? So customers of traditional banks already expecting to get digital assets, already expected to get an access to crypto, right? And I'm sure that tomorrow it will be absolutely required. And here is a good illustration. So just please, quick disclaimer, don't get confused. I'm very limited with this slide. I have just a few illustrations here. So the most maybe advanced institutions already adopted digital assets. So some illustrations, again, PostFinance just recently announced that in collaboration with the Signum, open access to crypto offering to millions of its customers, right? Another good example, collaboration of Amina Bank, ex-Seba Bank, with St. Galler Cantonal Bank. Again, don't get confused, we have other cantonal banks here, it's just an illustration. So another good example I like is Raiffeisen Bank Austria. So this bank implemented crypto offering based on partnership with Bitpanda, a regulated exchange in Austria. So, and we have many more examples, like Societe Generale, Forge, collaboration with Metaco. UBS is actually working with the tokenization of assets, right? Citibank is actively working with digital assets. Visa in collaboration with Circle and not only. And the good part about this slide is that we're not speaking about slow development of traditional institutions. As you can see, it's all based on collaborations between traditional financial institutions and blockchain native, crypto native companies. It's a very smart move because blockchain native companies and digital asset banks already spent years for the development of the technologies. And now they're sharing these technologies with others. This is a very important point to understand that this is a good way to adopt modern technologies and, of course, digital assets. So now, speaking about essential elements to kickstart your crypto offering if you are still considering joining the space. So I see 5 essential elements here. So the first one, of course, as always, is about regulatory compliance. We're speaking about a market that operates 24/7, 365 days a year with no borders. It operates globally, but it's regulated locally, right? Regulation is still fragmented, and that's why it's very important to consider this part before joining the space, right? Another point, KYC and AML compliance. Again, as always, it's very similar to traditional finance, but still it has a lot of nuances connected to the nature of blockchains, transactional monitoring, all these kind of technological things. So another part is about blockchain infrastructure. So to kickstart your digital asset business, you have to consider supporting multiple networks, custody, system of hot, warm, cold wallets, all kind of balancing issues. And of course, if we're speaking about tokenization of assets, you have to be able to handle smart contracts, right? So another important piece of this puzzle is liquidity. So to start this business, you have to use integrations with liquidity providers. Again, it's all about support of multiple coins, multiple blockchains, making proper connections. Staking is the important part to consider, right, when it comes to liquidity. And of course, it's about integration with fiat flows. So crypto would not work without traditional assets, right? So in order to provide crypto services, you have to make sure that you have proper bridging between crypto and fiat. And of course, cybersecurity, right? So it's digital business. It can be under attack 24/7, so very important part to consider before joining the space. And now maybe the most interesting part about actually Web3 banking landscape. Again, quick disclaimer, I'm very limited with the space of the slide. On the right side, you can see some logos. There are many other companies. So there are 5 layers when we speak about the landscape. Again, at the bottom of this chart, you see legal advisors. So professional companies already spent years analyzing this modern technology, regulation, spent years in communication with different regulators in order to provide companies who'd like to join the space with solutions, already available solutions, how to start it, how to be compliant, right? So here in this room, we have PwC, we have MME, but of course, guys, there are many other companies also working with this part, with this layer of the landscape. So second part is about technology providers, right? So there are many companies who are building professional solutions for every single piece of technology needed. For example, if I speak about custody, so we can go to Metaco, right? We can go to Ledger, we can go to Taurus and some other companies. So these guys already spent years, invested millions in the development of custody solutions. There is no need to reinvent the wheel, right? So when it comes to blockchain analysis, forensic tools, and AML compliance, there are already available professional solutions, and again, represented in this room. So I'm speaking about Elliptic and ScoreChain. Again, I'm limited, but at least these 2 companies we have in this room today. So sums up, if you need an automated KYC AML tool, there are already available solutions, such as SumSub. Again, we have some guys from SumSub here today in the room. So going next, next layer is about fintech companies, financial intermediaries, and exchanges. I would say that maybe this is the most agile layer because these kind of companies are collecting all the customer demand, being one of the first, aggregating all the technology providers and building ready-to-use solutions. In some cases, it's some kind of a plug-and-play solutions. In some cases, it's some kind of white label solutions. And again, just a few illustrations. So Montpellier, Yapil, Kraken is an example of exchange, and eHodler. So going next, very important layer, and we are very lucky in Switzerland because we have fully crypto-native, digital native banks such as Signum and Amina. So these companies already spent, again, years in the building of technology, convincing regulators, structuring everything, and finally building fully regulated banks but at the same time fully blockchain native, right? And of course, on the top of this chart, we see traditional banks. Again, the list is not complete, but PostFinance, Zuger Cantonal Bank, St. Galler Cantonal Bank, Raiffeisen Bank Austria, and many others. And in the most cases, again, their blockchain offering, digital assets offering, is based on collaborations with other layers of this chart, from bottom to top. So, my point here is that there is no need to reinvent the wheel, right? There is enough products and liquidity on the market, thanks to Bitcoin ETF and not only. So, really, liquidity is growing every day. And it's really speeded up after this year approvals of ETFs, right? There are enough products. There is no need to create something fancy. It's already created. Then infrastructure solutions are available from professional service providers. And fintechs can provide even white label solutions like plug and play to softly test this market, softly test this kind of business, right? Again, there is no need to reinvent the wheel. So, what next? I see 3 points. So first one is about non-custodial wallets for traditional banks. We all know that traditionally banking is based on centralized approach, right? But I believe that very soon customers will at least expect non-custodial approach, where bank will be able to use funds only in connection to exact request from the customer, because it's being pushed by technology by itself, by the nature of technology. So this is something to discuss next, maybe next year at our Web3 Banking Symposium. So blockchain payment rails. Again, I believe that we will see more and more payment solutions based on blockchain. Next point, of course, is about real-world assets on blockchain. It's already a very active part of the market, very active, but I think it's still forming. And again, I think next year we will have a lot to discuss about real-world assets on blockchain. And just maybe to spice up a bit and to illustrate these new trends, I have 2 examples here. So the first one is about Naka card. So as I know, this is a company from Slovenia. As I know, they're active in Lugano. So, and they're offering some interesting solutions. So they're offering traditional payment card compatible with traditional POS terminals, but directly connected to MetaMask. So technically speaking, they're offering to spend your funds using normal card, plastic card, without any financial institution behind. So just direct connection between MetaMask and like stable coins in it and payment card. Of course, I'm not sure that it will have like a big future, but at least it's something bold, right? It's something disruptive. And it's about different kind of blockchain payment rails and non-custodial solutions. So another example, and I'm actually very happy to illustrate it, UMA, Universal Money Address. So we all remember the idea of PayPal, right? Back then it was very disruptive, an idea to send money via email. Now we have next level of this idea. Company Lightspark, using Lightning Network on Bitcoin, introduced Universal Money Address that is compatible with both with blockchain and with fiat. Instead of keeping in mind your long line of digits and letters for blockchain or even storing somewhere your IBAN number, you can use just simplified Universal Money Address, right? And to use Bitcoin Lightning to transmit payments. And as I said, I'm happy to announce that starting from today, we at YouHodler started our partnership with Lightspark, and already started from today, our customers can pre-book their address. So this is just something new, and again, so the future is still not defined, right? But at least we have some trends. So again, all layers of the landscape represented in this room. So enjoy the symposium, and if you're not a member of Crypto Value Association, join it. It brings a lot of value. Thank you.